Hello, friends. This is Samina. I don't know if you are the type of person who wants to know the news or not want to know the news. I think at this point, if we don't listen to the news, we're gonna be lost. And they are playing with us like pieces of a chessboard. Not even just like ants on grounds. Like they think of us as that PT and that useless. And you might think it's all a war to save the money system, but it's not a war to get rid of the loans and save the country. No. Don't even think of that. It's the war of depopulation. They are they've been doing it slowly through policy and insurance failing and medical system failing. They were slowly doing it to us. But now, they can crack us apart. All they need to do is to get these fake horror attacks that turns us against each other. And once we are turned against each other, which is exactly what's happening in Iran, that people are so split. It's like they have nothing in common. Like they are people of two different nations. And they're trying to do the same thing with us. But at the end of the day, they only have their power if we believe in money. And if we decide that tomorrow money means nothing, if we go and ask, can I have this? And if we slowly get back to our workplaces and rebuild the necessities of our life without getting a salary or doing it for a salary, then we can live in a lot of harmony. Yes, I know there is a group of people who are actually the elite and on top, and they think through this game of greed. They are moving pieces of a chessboard. They are destroying their lives. They are destroying the next generations, our lives. And my dad usually says, can we just put these two leaders or all these leaders together in a room so they can just have their fights and arguments and we just go about our day and do our thing? Like, come on, why should I follow someone who did not even predict or think to predict that the war might turn into a World War III? Like, how irresponsible do you have to be? Man, I'm just really sad. They are bombing hospitals. They are bombing schools, homes. They're killing people. They're killing innocent people. And I heard that they bombed a prenatal hospital. And I'm a midwife. When I was in Iran, I used to work in a perinatal hospital. And it could have been me. It could have easily been me. And yes, I understand that for people who live here, like today when I go out and I see everyone is just doing their own thing, shopping and laughing and having fun, I feel like I'm on a different plane because I'm grieving. I'm in war. It doesn't have to be in front of my eyes to see it. If you're passively aggressive, you're still aggressive. It doesn't like laws. Who says that if you cannot find it in that book, it's not count as evidence? Like, how can you deny my existence as evidence? And that is all the things I write about in my book. You can read cPTSD compounded Relational cPTSD, which talks about how we've become this group of subliminally awake and mostly numb generation, and how not just generation, people, almost all of us, most of us who don't have enough money to go around and have to worry constantly about survival. So yeah, first of all, they made up a scarcity. Right now, there is no scarcity. Like, if we want to produce, we can produce more than enough. And like, it's so funny because this scarcity mindset is a lot more ancient than we think. Scarcity itself, it came up or started being a thing when we started to have language. And in language, we created numbers, we created names, categories, and then separated things from each other. But the most important thing that we need to remember is that E total equals E1. So what does that mean? Einstein has this equation of relativity that says E equals mc2, right? But that's not the whole story. Einstein came up with another complementary equation that could measure the energy of things in motion. Okay, so now stay with me. So things in motion. Is there anything in this world that is not in motion? Everything is in motion. So that made up E equals M is not even real. And it's just part of the story. Not that it's not real, but it's part of the story. Yes, we souls, we can become of a lower frequency and we can turn into bodies. And our bodies are beautiful. They are tools for us to experience and for us to learn that we have the power to choose the most beautiful version of the universe we can imagine, or the worst version of the universe. And we have to imagine the most optimistic version of the world we can imagine based on kindness, sharing, loving. And then we can also imagine this worst version of the world where they depopulate us and where money determines who has value, where we lose real human meanings because we decided sometime to come up with language. Language was a mutation, and a mutation can start helping a species, but at some point it can fail them. And we are at this point of like this mutation of having language and being able to create all these fake cages of control for our minds so that we feel less anxious. Yeah, that's what we are doing. We are just relinquishing our control to words. We are more than words. We are a universe. Like, who says that like we only have 5 senses? Touch, okay, I'm not gonna name them, but who says we only have 5 senses? I personally can sense the vibration of music in my body. What is that sense? I can telepathically tell people things. I can kind of talk to animals. Still working on it, but it just talking to an animal requires you to slow down, be so present at their level so that you can communicate. And that's the level of presentness that we need in our lives together so that we will feel seen and loved. Okay, another thing that I want to tell you is how upset I am by people who are being passively aggressive, who let their demons win, and started blaming it on other people. Like I told you in one of my videos, I am the type of soul that reflects like a mirror. So if you are a good person, I reflect your aura and you'll see this pleasant person. Um, and you don't think it's the copy of you, but in reality it is. Yeah, it gets funny because we hope that everybody almost likes themselves. So that's why being a mirror of someone who likes themselves is amazing. It works. But being the mirror to someone who doesn't know themselves, who thinks the worst of themselves, it's painful. We have to sit with their pain, knowing that they are struggling, and yet thinking they won't listen to us if we tell them what's wrong. And I'm starting to think maybe that's where we went wrong. We need to tell the truth. We need to tell them what's wrong. They came up with all these fake narratives of beauty for woman body, and it's impossible. I struggle with an eating disorder, and I still to this date struggle with it. Struggle especially with body dysmorphia, and it means I see my body differently than it is. However, it's a lot more than that. It's not really about how I see my body. It's about how compounded I feel by the weight of the systemic meanings of value and beauty. So that's not really me. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to separate ourselves from the system, because the system wanted to turn us into these products and sell us while it's also selling to us. So it's just like this terrible rat wheel that we are all running on. And it's so funny because today I was at a store and everyone was shopping so happy, and some girl screamed from one side of the store to the other, like, hey, I guess I can sell this. Do you think I can earn some money from it? I might be able to at least get something because right now I'm not doing anything. And I'm like, girl, it's not just you, it's everybody, almost everybody, a lot of my friends, and those ones, the ones who actually go to work are so burnt out and they are still not earning enough for a living. Yeah, they are playing with us. This is depopulation, and we need to wake up, and we need to save ourselves and save others once we could save ourselves. So that's another thing. The saving doesn't happen only if it's physical and on a body plane. You need to do it internally. You need to sit with the pain, with all the times there was nobody to see you, and all the times you lied to yourself that you're not valuable because they said so, or you're not good because they said so, or you're not enough because, I don't know, all these labels. I'm not a label. I'm a soul. I'm so many things. You cannot just limit me to a bunch of labels. I'm a soul. Do you understand that? Superwoman state. I use some superwoman pose, so yeah, you do it. It empowers you. It makes you be able to stand up for yourself and for others for the truth. Okay? We've got this. Now, what did I want to do? Okay, now let's end with the song. If you can think it, you can do it. Think it a world of kindness and love. From those who can to those who need peace, love, laughter. Dance a prayer of silence. Give up your guns.